Things have just accelerated at a frightening pace for the Toronto Blue Jays, and it feels as though the entire offseason has suddenly leaned forward in its chair. A new report has dropped from Jon Heyman that cuts straight through the noise, linking the Jays firmly to a starting pitcher pursuit that now feels very real, very urgent, and very telling. After missing out on high-profile names and watching rivals reshuffle the deck, this development has jolted the fan base awake, and today on Blue Jays News, we're breaking down exactly why the next 24 hours could reshape everything. For weeks, the offseason had a strange stillness to it, like a calm sea hiding something restless beneath. Then, almost out of nowhere, Jon Heyman sent a single message into the void, stating that the Blue Jays are among the teams with serious interest in Framber Valdez. Not vaguely monitoring, not casually checking in, serious interest. In an offseason where whispers often mean nothing, this one landed with weight. If you're enjoying this deep dive already, make sure to like the video, share it with fellow Jays fans, and subscribe to Blue Jays News, because this story keeps evolving by the hour. What made this report even more compelling was the context. Heyman didn't list a dozen teams. He didn't hide behind generalities. He named Toronto, and then, when fans accused the Jays of being used as leverage, he directly shut that down. That response matters. Insiders don't usually bother correcting conspiracy theories unless there's something worth protecting underneath. Suddenly, this wasn't just smoke. It started to look a lot like fire. Now, Framber Valdez is not a flawless candidate. His clubhouse reputation has been questioned in the past, and yes, there have been moments where emotions boiled over on the mound. But baseball, like life, is often about fit, not perfection. Valdez is a ground ball machine, a pitcher who thrives when defenders turn chaos into calm behind him. And if there is one thing this Blue Jays roster offers in abundance, it's elite infield defense. Clement, Jimenez, steady hands everywhere you look. Toronto feels almost tailor-made for his skill set, like a glove waiting for the right hand. What's fascinating is how sharply Valdez's market appears to have shifted. Once projected as a long-term nine-figure ace, the conversation has quietly pivoted toward shorter, high-value deals. That's where Toronto's opportunity lives. A 2-year deal with a player opt-out suddenly makes sense for everyone involved. Valdez gets a chance to rebuild his value and reset his market, while the Jays get ace-level upside without tying themselves to a decade-long commitment. In a sport teetering toward a potential lockout, flexibility is king. The timing couldn't be more intriguing either. The Astros, Valdez's former club, have openly stated they haven't had recent conversations about a reunion. That door feels closed, or at least ajar enough for Toronto to slip through. Meanwhile, Baltimore still looms as a rival suitor, but the longer this drags on, the more leverage shifts toward teams willing to be creative rather than reckless. If you've made it this far, don't forget to subscribe to Blue Jays News, because these are exactly the moments where the real stories are written. Look at the bigger picture and the logic becomes clearer. Kevin Gausman's future is uncertain. Jose Barrios holds an opt-out. Trey Savage and Cody Ponce are immensely talented, but unproven over a full grinding season. Depth looks impressive on paper until injuries and innings limits begin to bite. Valdez isn't just another arm, he's insurance against volatility, a stabilizer in a rotation built on both promise and question marks. Away from the pitching rumors, there are quieter signals of where this franchise's heart is heading. The announcement of a new statue at Rogers Center honoring the glory of the early 1990s feels symbolic, a reminder that championships are not myths, but memories waiting to be reborn. Joe Carter's legacy doesn't loom to haunt, it stands to inspire. The past and future feel closer than they have in years. And as rankings and lists begin to circulate, underrating players like Dalton Varsho, the Jays feel content to let others talk. Varsho, healthy and settled, feels primed for a statement season, the kind that makes preseason opinions look foolish by July. So here we are, at a crossroads that suddenly feels alive. Framber Valdez is no longer a distant idea, he's a tangible possibility. The strategy is clear, the fit is logical, and the risk is measured. Let me know down below if you want to see Valdez in a Blue Jays uniform, and if you believe this is the move that pushes Toronto from contender to favorite. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to Blue Jays News for everything that comes next, and buckle up because this offseason is far from finished.